Hello and welcome to this video. In this video, we will be responding to a request to produce a report showing all employees who works either as a sales rep or as a stock clerk and also does not earn $2,600, $6,100 or $7,500. So let's go ahead and generate this report. I've got Oracle SQL Developer opened, and on the left here I've got a list of tables that belong to the HR schema, and the table we are going to be using for this report is the employees table because it contains the job ID column, which we will need to generate the report. So this is the employees table we will need. So we will need the last name, first name, job ID, and salary. To begin, let's start with the select keyword. So we'll do select, followed by the names of the columns we want. Want the last name, first name, and we want the job ID, and finally the salary. The columns are separated by commas apart from the very last column. Next, we need to specify the table the columns are coming from. So do a from, and the name of the table is called employees. And then next we need to specify a filter because the report wants to exclude anyone who earns certain amount and also people who only work for the sales rep or as a stock clerk. So to do that, we use the where clause to act as a filter. So we type in where job underscore ID in, and then we do specify the job IDs they are looking for. SA, which is sales rep, and then separate comma, and then the other job is clerk. So what this says is that it will, this job ID in, that means it will search, this where clause will use this job ID. It will only search for people who matches this job ID inside this parenthesis here. This job ID here, I've enclosed them in quotes because they are known as strings, and anything that is a string has to be surrounded by quotes, hence I placed the quotes there. Next, we need to add another filter using the AND operator. So the AND operator also acts as a filter. So where the salary not in, because we want to exclude certain salaries, so 2,600, 6,100, and then 7,500. So these are the salaries we want to exclude. So the query is now complete. So let me run through this query again. Line 1 here is a select statement that identifies the column we want to use to produce this report. So we want the report to contain the last name, first name, job ID, and then salary. Notice the column have to be specified the way they've been defined in the table. If you notice, they've all got underscore, so that's why I've placed the underscore there. On line 2 is the table that the data is coming from. That's where the columns reside. So the table is called employees. line 3, we have to specify a filter because we only want employees that work as a sales rep or as a clerk. So either a sales rep representative or a stock clerk. So these are the IDs for the job roles. So with text or strings, you have to enclose them in quotes because there are two values here. I've separated them by a comma and placed it into a parenthesis. And I've also used an in operator. What this in operator will do, it will just search for anyone that matches the criteria inside this parenthesis. And then on line 4, I've also used an and operator. What this and will do, the and will also act as a filter to search for anyone who does not have a salary of this. So it will search for anyone whose salary is not in these values here. So let me execute that and see what comes up. So I run that, and these are the returned values. So I right click and count the rows. We've got a total of 46 rows returned. So I can now generate a report from that. To generate a report, you right click and go export. I select the format. I go for PDF. I can select these values, title, subject, or keyword. I'm going to skip that. And this is where you specify the location where you want to save the file. I will do a browse and go to my desktop and save it in my desktop. So I'll just call this jobs. Okay, I'll just call it jobs, and then I'll click on save. And then if you notice, that's the locations going to my desktop, and then I click next and click finish. So if I minimize, there should be a PDF called jobs. That's it here. So if I open that, you see what the report looks like. So this is a report showing the last name, first name, and the job ID, and is also excluded. And then the salary column, there is a salary column as well. So we can now email this report to whoever has made the request. In this video, we responded to a request to produce a report showing all employees who work as a sales representative or a stock clerk, and also does not earn $2,600, $6,100, and $7,500. We use this using a combination of things in our queries. We use the select keyword. We use the from. We also use the where to act as a filter, and we use the in operator and also the and we also use the not in operator to write the query. We also generated a PDF report from the output of the query. Thank you so much for watching. I hope the video has been useful. If there's any parts you do not understand, please let me know. I'll be happy to explain. Thanks and bye for now.